In this video, we're going to be looking over this Olympus Infinity SuperZoom 3000 35mm film camera, and I'm going to be demonstrating it, hopefully along the lines of how you'd want to look at it if you had it in your own hands. And so in order to do that, I have some batteries and a scrap roll of film, and we're going to get started putting it through its paces. So the first thing that we need to do is load the batteries, and there's a battery compartment on the bottom, and a nickel is about the right width for the coin slot, and then you just push on this little area right there and that comes off. We can see the battery compartment is nice and clean, the contacts are good, so we can load the batteries according to the little graphics inside. Put the door back in place and turn the little coin slot to the lock position. Now we can open up the back and here. And before we load the film, let's just inspect this a little bit. Everything looks really good. There's some serious looking optics right there. There's a surface here that a rubber gasket mates up with, and that gasket is over here on the door, and I feel it still feels soft and pliable, and it looks good all the way around. The pressure plate looks good. The little foam around the film window looks fine. So let's load our film and put the cartridge over there, pull the leader over into the take-up area, make sure that that's in there right, and then close. Oh, I felt that jump out. Just like that. Then close the door. Okay, and we heard it wind a little bit. So now to turn it on, we pull this little lever over, and that exposes the flash and the lens. And then here we see it's set for picture number 1. Now let's do the lens zooming in and out, and now this one is a little unusual. Normally you'd expect it to be up here, but it's not. It is down here, these two buttons, and they're marked wide and or T and W for tele and wide. So let's push the tele button. You see the lens came way out, and for wide it goes way in, and so that works well. Now let's check the shutter, and I'm going to, there's a menu button here, and if we do this, there's some different things. So now I'm selecting fill in flash, so that is going to fire the flash for sure. And it certainly did, that was bright. Now I'm going to shut that flash back off with this menu. And notice that there's a few different things you can do with this menu. I'm gonna, okay, there, that's off. But there's also this little menu here of different scene type things, it looks like you can step through. I'm just gonna leave it on normal. But there we are. Picture number 2, I'm going to use the timer. So now I'm going to push this button right here. And now we see a little graphic showed up right there with the timer. So now we can just set this over here and push the shutter, and the red light over here came on, and we'll watch it complete its cycle. Okay, and we heard it advance. Now it's on picture number 3, and at this point I've demonstrated what I want to with the function of it, so I'm just going to shoot off the remainder of these shots. Okay, now it has reached the end and it's rewinding. You can see going back down. We'll wind a little past number 1. Okay, there, that is showing the flashing E, meaning it's safe to open up the camera, so just shut it off. And we'll open it up, and all of our film has wound back into the cartridge. So, fairly nice looking example of the Olympus Infinity Super Zoom 3000.